So,
Yes, guys, welcome back to Subtle Media. Kalle, what did you make of that entire fight night?
what can you say? Misfits, no two shows are the same. You know, it had it all from the prelims early on. Just like the chase the more stuff. You had the man out there, starts hitting him on the floor. I mean, you see it in the pro game occasionally as well, but not like that. That was madness, very silly. There was an even sillier incident later in the evening, but I thought Elena Vampira was the vampire. She impressed me.
I was very impressed.
I was super happy that Fangs finally got out, and but there was a class difference there. And then the big fight at the end, that LEVION belt, athlete, but JMX as well. What big heart, and they both go on. That's the interesting thing about this space is always you get that second chance, and you can't look past the Chris Avila performance. It's been a long, hard week for us behind the scenes to actually get this fight on because camps were walking, camps were, we had some
Throwing coffee.
issues. Yeah, we had some disciplinary issues we had to take care of. We did that. We didn't do our washing in public. We sorted that out. The incident, which we have all now seen, Nate was sitting next to me. He's been goaded. Reacted maybe a bit hastily. Happened, and I think it was Chase DEMOOR who tried to jump him. Then it all went mad. I think the security and the police handled it very quickly in the middle of a fight. I don't think I've ever seen a situation.
I'm
like
surprised they didn't stop the fight. I was saying earlier.
That's why I was running around calming down the corner. And the corner, luckily, they got it. We made it very clear to them before any mischief tonight. It's not going to be that we're going to kick you out. The police will arrest you, and they were the ones actually, to be fair to the Avila corner, they were the ones running around like calming people down because they realised they were winning the fight, and the fight could have been stopped.
Yeah.
It was a bizarre. I think in 23 years I haven't seen something like that. But like I said, with Misfits you never know. Astrid Wet standing in the corner. In a rather interesting outfit, you had Gideon.
Artemis.
Gideon, I said to him, the sexiest number boy in the world, doing his thing. He's just crazy stuff. I don't know, you could probably do this interview. It would take me 2 hours to comment on the whole night.
Well, going back to Chase DEMOOR, he's had a very exciting evening, shall we say, from the disqualification in his fight and the Nate Diaz kerfuffle.
Yeah.
Nance Taylor did tweet out there will be disciplinary action. Can we expect to see Chase back on the card in Misfits?
Yeah, I mean, there'll definitely be a suspension. Punching a man on the floor that's not boxing. He got the sports mixed up tonight. It's a shame because he actually had his man out of there, he landed good blows. And, I don't know what the hell was going through his head when he started punching the man on the ground. So that was very not, it's just, you don't want to see that in the sport. So there will be disciplinary action on that front, and then in the end he was escorted out the building by the police together with Nate Diaz. So it is
a massive shame because on the build up to the fights, Chase did a great job. He got the blowhorn during the press conference. He is a very entertaining character, so it would be a shame to see him gone from this.
He has to learn, and people have to learn in this space. You can do your wild things, you can, do your thing, but at the end of the day, this is boxing. I know it's crossover boxing, but it's still a very, very dangerous sport, and the rules are the rules, and especially violations of the rules, which are dangerous, are not to be. WALID Sharks, the man. Forgot to mention that actually, WALID Sharks, what a knockout. And people talk about like it's crossover boxing. That's a 2-time Golden Glove winner, or 3-time Golden Glove winner. But back to Chase. There has to be discipline around what happens in that squared circle, and that's gonna hit him. And but hopefully he takes that time to learn and develop. He's clearly learned from the first fight, but he's got to learn that boxing. Yeah, it's fun and games at press conferences and weigh-ins and you name it, or at side events, but when it comes to fight time, it's it's the rules are the rules.
The rules are the rules, exactly. Well, on to a bit of a lighter note. Very, very soon we have Misfits 007, KSI versus Joe Fournier.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Well, I mean, the main event speaks for itself. KSI raising that bar again, like he's done in all walks of his life, and now in the boxing ring, and it's keeps on taking those steps for legacy, like he says. And it's Joe Fournier, a former WBA Intercontinental champion, top 10 in the world. It's a big ask. I think he's going to do it, of course. But it's a big ask, and from that point of view, I'm excited. The card is fat, like swarms, edgy, very interesting fight. And of course, PAPI, Anthony Taylor. That's a big one, but there's big fights to come this year. WALID Sharks, DEEN the Great. Got to bring that one up. That's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. That's I've got to say, that's the fight as let's say the more traditional boxing guy in the Misfits setup. That's the fight I'm looking most forward to making this year. Is that rematch? That it was such a great first fight. That's what fans pay to see, want to see in traditional boxing, and it's great that crossover boxing. Yes, we see some fights that ain't, they're not exactly Ali versus Fraser. So it's nice when you see a high-level fight like that we can put on as well in this space. And like I said, WALID Sharks obviously with his three-time. I'm going to mention it. WALID, three-time Golden Glove winner.
Thank you so much. 3-time, 100%.
Three-time Golden Glove winner here. So no, that's a big fight for later in the year, probably in the States again. But going back to that KSI Fournier card, man, I'm very, very excited for that. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere again in Wembley Arena.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. Kalle, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the channel.
Thank you very much.
I look forward to.
Big up Subtle Media. And thanks again for tuning into The Zone and watching the X Series, brought to you by Misfits, The Zone, Prime and Steak, of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much. That was amazing.